이니시에이팅.
자,
어디로 탔나요?
일단 이동.
네.
여기 임팩트로
이거
넘어왔고요.
왔는데
자, 그런데 운명.
자, 루퍼가 물리긴 하는데 안 잡히는 것 같죠?
퍼지고 있어, 퍼지고 있어.
뭐 모르가나 옵니다. 영으로 당해요. 영으로 당해요.
자, 모르가나 왔고.
자, 모르가나 이니시에이팅. 추가 딜 안 돼요. 추가 딜이 안 될 것
자,
같은데요.
나머지
자,
누가?
추가 킬.
코코모가 너무
과대 사고요. 페이커 이프. 페이커 이프. 못 맞췄어요.
조금 더.
못 맞췄어요.
한 번 더 인프. 하나씩 남았는데 에이스는 결국 못 띄우고
Welcome back to the Champion Summer Grand Finals, and Spirit jungling his way to the MVP award for game number 3. 8, 3, and 15 on Lee Sin, 88% contribution for kill. That is an impressive job by the jungler.
And here's the turnaround on the rather haphazard dive attempt from the KT Arrows early game that gave Acorn a double kill and a red buff. Meanwhile here, set a nice pick alongside Hart in order to take out Hachani. Arrow having to valk out. Goodbye, Hachani.
You know, the problem this game is KT Arrows went full KT Arrows, and you never go full KT Arrows.
Not if you want to win a final, you don't.
Nope.
And that's the thing. It's the KT Arrows are a team with insane talent and an insane skill ceiling, but they show in these matches that they are just a few
They're so close.
a few little lessons short of being a truly elite team.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are going to be something else. If the roster doesn't change, and if these guys keep improving, they will be a dominant team. They already are a dominant team, but they'll win championships.
And now we get to see, do they have something else besides Rise, Corki,
Well, that's a big
Kha'Zix,
question,
and
isn't it?
Zilean? The early Rise picks on blue side, well, they picked it early on purple side as well. But they've been coming in because they're afraid of Yasuo.
Yeah.
That is the reason why this is happening. So, I propose something different, Noah. I
Yeah.
propose we ban Yasuo.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. Let's not worry about him at all. Let's just ban him, get it out of the way.
And that should open up Rookie's champion pool. I want to see Rookie play these champions like Syndra that he's so good at.
Yeah. Well, it could be it. This is their last chance. What could be the final picks and bans for Champion Summer is about to begin. The General getting ready in his booth.
General
I think
Dade.
we should call him the Black Lightning Bolt because it just sounds cool, you know? I don't know. Yeah, the Red Comet and Gundam. Could be the Black Lightning Bolt.
There you go. And there's Arrow.
Yeah, that
Looking
is.
pretty intense. I don't know, the KT Arrows didn't look too happy after that last game.
I wouldn't be too happy after that last game as well. I mean, we've had pretty close games across the board tonight, but that was, I think, the most one-sided we've seen.
Yeah, now, it's worth noting that in the 2 previous best of 5s in the playoffs that the Arrows have played, they were down 0-2, and then they were down 1-2.
Yeah.
And they won both of those series. So
That is
they're used to playing on the back foot.
Hey, summer is a season of comebacks, too. We've seen it many times before, and we'll see if we see it in game number 4. Picks and bans.
You just made Crepo cry.
I guess so. I don't know. Sorry, Crepo. I do what I gotta do. And there's that Alistar ban, of course, coming in against Hachani. And the Rise ban against Dade. Okay.
They're going to try and
Here
pick,
we go.
They're going to try and pick Yasuo this game.
Can they do it, though?
And it's worth noting, too, that Rookie has played Yasuo well in a blind pick game. So definitely a champion he can play. And
Well, Samsung calling it hard about this one. This is a tough choice.
Cassidy.
Ooh, Cassidy. All right. Picked up for Dade.
Second time, well, we don't even know that for sure. It could still be a top lane Cassidy.
That is true, yeah. Maokai Kog'Maw.
All right,
KT.
Arrows finally get
Yes.
their hands on the Kog'Maw, and this has been such a priority pick throughout the course of the playoffs for the KT Arrows. In fact, in the last best of 5,
They only
Arrow
played it,
played only Kog'Maw.
That was it.
And we've seen them really deprioritize that tonight and instead give it over to Samsung Blue every game. And so now the Arrows are going to take it in their first rotation alongside that Maokai.
Yep.
And will Spirit get Rengar? It's been banned twice, but he didn't take it in the one game that it was free.
We'll see. Samsung Blue thinking about that Rengar. And they've got one more pick to decide on as well. Zilean for Hart.
Yeah, the worst case scenario here, really, for Samsung Blue is handing over the Zilean to the KT Arrows because you don't want Zilean to keep reviving Maokai and Kog'Maw. That's
yeah,
just
of course.
annoying.
That's a big takeaway. And also, I mean, Zilean Rengar, one of a really old and good combo.
Yeah, I'm curious. Now, we don't know anything really about Samsung Blue's composition. Hart has played support Zilean. Can Dade play mid Zilean? I don't know. Can Acorn play top Kassadin? I don't know. Probably. So they really have shown nothing here by taking multiple flex picks on the side of Samsung Blue.
Yeah, and it also helps them respond well. They can kind of tailor it to whatever they need.
And Dade has played utility mid laners. He had a long period of time where he was a very good Soraka mid.
Yeah. KT thinking really hard about this one.
Well, they've been given virtually no information with these picks.
They have to try to make some guesses now.
So at this point, you probably just take support and jungle, and
What's it
then
gonna
wait.
be? They still have not decided. Whoa, and there we go. A Mumu Fizz. I think there might have been a bug there because there was nothing really hovered over or locked in.
Maybe
is that
it is
actually
a
it?
Mumu Fizz.
Maybe it is a Mumu Fizz. I think
No,
it's
no.
a bug. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like there's a lock-in bug, so we're gonna remake the lobby. I don't think Samsung Blue is following that up with a Hecarim Shaco pick. I'd love to see that, but
We can hope for blind pick. That's what'll happen, Noah.
That's right. Yep. No AD carry. Just forget that. It's all right. We're gonna remake quick, and then we're gonna get right back into it. I was wondering about that. I'm like, they're really thinking hard about this
Yeah,
one.
this has happened from time to time. We've had to remake lobbies before for this
Every
reason.
once in a while, yeah. Does happen. Samsung Blue fighting. But it's not spelled in Hangul like you normally spell fighting.
I'm sorry.
Should fighting. Instead
Sorry.
of fight.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Noah.
I guess fighting is more the phonetically correct if you're actually using the English word fighting as a basis for that.
There we go.
To go back into Hangul.
Fan of hearts right in
Yep.
the audience right there. And
I think there's a lot of them.
everybody just chilling on the beach. It's such a beautiful evening. Nice and cool. Lovely sea breeze.
It is. It was really warm at first. Like, we're wearing a bunch of layers. I was like, oh no, I may die. But now it's cooled down. It's really nice. And everybody else is cold, but we feel great.
Yeah. I've been walking around in a tuxedo, barefoot in the sand all day. I
Right.
feel like James Bond.
Even had some sick sunglasses, man. Although he would have real, like, shark skin suits. We have, like, sort of faux, sort of shark skin kind of thing.
It's tragic. We'll have to get on that.
That's right. Well, boat and a harpoon. I'll meet you out in the bay in a few minutes.
All right, we're back in the lobby right now. All the players just recreating that pick and ban phase to that point. So
Yep.
we are on second rotation for Samsung Blue. They will be picking Rengar and Zilean, and then we will finally see what the KT Arrows have in store.
Yes. What's it going to be? All right, here we go. Back in picks and bans yet again. We're just building the drama. We're just building the suspense here. That's it. It's not a bug. It's suspense.
It's not a. Oh, so that's what we call Kha'Zix now? Suspense?
That's right. His name is Suspense. It's my bug. I named him Suspense.
And players chatting with each other. Dade doesn't feel like talking, though.
No, the general just communicates only with glares
And telepathy.
and telepathy. All right. I thought it was more impressive when all he did was glare at people and they knew what he wanted.
You cycle through the champions and he glares at you until you pick the right one and he just smiles.
Yep. It's like, there's like a slightest nod that only his teammates would recognize.
Oh, we're back out of the game again.
We
Not
got
sure
a-
what's going on.
All right, that's weird. Oh, we got a remake. All right. Hey, whatever. And there's us. We're in space.
We're back in our glorious,
Yep.
beach
Ground control
tuxedos.
to Monte Cristo. Can you hear me out in space? Because we have a lot of league games to
Cast today.
Cast today. Thank you. Guys, I know you got my back, man. See, we got that like action hero shot too. You know, where like the action hero just kicked us, the villain, off of the building, and we're like, oh.
There you go, man.
Yep.
You got it
This
all
is
covered.
actually the perfect Photoshop template. If anyone wanted to like do something,
don't.
there you go. It's right here for you. All you just need to hit W in Photoshop and then click in the background, and it'll select it all.
Oh man,
Somebody tore their.
You've given them a powerful weapon, Doa.
I have. That's right. KT fighting. There you go. That was spelled like most screens are spelled.
There's
Oh look,
Imp.
it's Imp. Hi Imp. How you doing, man? Probably pretty good because your team looks like they're gonna win. We'll see. But the giant heads of the KT players leering above the audience may provide the intimidation factor that we need.
By the way, I don't know, a lot of people who don't know this, but the swag is like brought out here by the fan clubs of the teams.
That's right.
And there are very dedicated fan clubs here in Korea that come out and put all this stuff. Each team gets half of the audience, and they put it all over the chairs of their team's half of the audience.
Yeah.
before the matches. And there's Dandy.
Hey, it's Dandy. Oh, what do you know? It's like all of Samsung White.
Dandy and Mata
Yep.
and the coaches.
And Ohm on the left side, he's got his towel. He's been sweating, man. He's like, this is a stressful match. I got to towel off.
Well, at least they don't have to sweat the bullets anymore. Now they just have to sweat the arrows.
That's true. Which is worse, to sweat bullets or sweat arrows?
I don't know.
The bullets, it's hard metal, but the arrow is longer. Doesn't sound comfortable either way, does it? Yep.
No, it doesn't. You got a nice shot of us there. We're next
That
to
is
the
just
Chinese
the funniest
caster.
shot right there. Look at us. We're like in the void, basically. It's like we're in a studio and someone forgot to put up the background or something. We promise we're actually on the beach. I don't know how to prove this.
Well, you just
There's
rewind
no way to really do it.
previous in the broadcast when there was
Yeah.
still the sun out. You could see the ocean behind us and boats floating.
You can do that. Yep, that's true. Or was it all just an illusion? Are we in your bedroom right now, just like
Oh, it's Nagne.
on a green screen? Yeah.
Hey, Nagne.
He
And
came to-
Mafa.
Oh wow. Nagne and Mafa,
I think it's Mafa. I can't see. There's half a guy covering up his face.
best friends forever. I don't know if that's Mafa. I'm not
I
convinced.
can't tell.
I'm not convinced. I don't know. Oh, it's St. Claude Posse. No. See that guy back in the audience?
Are you alienating our Juggalo fans, Doug?
I would never want to alienate our massive Juggalo fan base.
Don't do that.
That's right. They might murder you. There you go. Well, there's a sign for Kangmin, actually, one of our Korean casters. Yep. And so, crowd sticking around. Why would they go anywhere, though?
Oh, it's
Gotta
a great
say.
series so far. I mean, I'm really hoping for this blind pick.
I think I see Dexter in the background. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo of like CLG players in that audience.
They already
Should be able
got
to
their
spot
time on camera here.
That's
They
true.
don't need more time.
He doesn't need to hog any more camera time. That's for us to do. Time for us to hog some camera time. Yeah. So, what do you want to do with our camera time here?
Well, I guess we could talk about the games a little more. I was excited because finally the Arrows get Kog'Maw, so we're going to see a different composition from them
Yeah.
without that Corki. They get the Maokai again, priority pick, but there's a lot of different ways they could fill in this composition, but then again, just not much knowledge. And the danger is, okay, so because they banned Rise, okay, now maybe that means that they wanted last pick of Yasuo, but with the Zillion pickup taken by Blue, now Rise and Zillion do the best against Yasuo and lane, so there's still a danger here, but they've got the last pick, so maybe that Zillion will be support.
Yeah.
Don't really know. We're actually back in picks and bans right now.
Oh, sick. All right. And it's back to the okay, and it looks like they can actually choose champions. So that is good. We'll be able to move on with what could be the last game of the night here on Champion Summer. Will the KT Arrows be able to win this one and tie it up? Morgana and Gragas. Okay.
No.
I don't know. We did see a lot of Gragas, I think.
Unless that's a Maokai jungle or a Grungle.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, it could be a Grungle or support Gragas. Support Gragas.
Nocturne.
Oh, there it is. Cacao bringing out the Nocturne.
Now watching Cacao, the junglers who have preferred Nocturne the most recently, Morgana coming in as well. That's been one of Hachani's more fallback supports. He's really only been playing Alistar and Morgana recently, except for tonight.
Are we actually going to see a Vayne pickup?
Probably not with this top team composition because they don't have enough front line. Unless they pick Mundo with it. But Jace, I'm still hoping that Jace pick has been tormenting us all night, Doe. I want to see it.
seriously. Like there'll be picks where every team will hover over them for like months before someone actually picks it. But we may see Deft go back to the tried and true Twitch, and he will.
So Twitch making an appearance.
Yep.
It's been a bit surprising that the Arrows have not picked Twitch into Kog'Maw because, of course, Kog'Maw will win the laning phase, but Twitch preys on Kog'Maw's immobility, and there is a Kale lock.
Whoa, Kale. Not a popular choice since the nerfs, and she got nerfed hard.
And Yasuo, but this is so dangerous against Kale and
Yeah.
Zillion. I don't know if you want to do this, guys.
Yeah. Mid Lucian, maybe. Or an AP Cog.
Yeah, it could be a AP card.
The TF pick would be very interesting as well.
Now, the thing about Samsung Blue is they have that Twitch Zillion combo that we saw used very effectively by SK Telecom T1K to create picks. Now it will be not Faker playing that Zillion in the mid lane, but Hart playing it on support this game, so it'll work a little differently. They also don't have that Lulu for the extra speed buff, but dangerous composition. Samsung Blue has an incredible amount of pick potential and damage.
Oh, they're thinking it's going down the wire. Will it be that Yasuo? It will. It will. They lock it in, and Rookie is bringing the Yasuo to the mid lane.
Now, Kayle was buffed a little bit in 4.13.
Buffed enough, though?
That's the question. I haven't seen her really come back into competitive play since those buffs. And, of course, her AP ratios tuned up a little bit on that change. And, you know, she looked good when I saw the patch notes. It looked like they had hit a point where she wasn't just a dominant top lane pick anymore, but could actually see some alternate use.
Okay.
But I'm not sure where we're standing with her at the moment. I guess this will answer the question. Now, of course, Acorn has been a player that's been playing Kayle even through the nerfs. Her cooldown also, early duration was lowered once again. So it's kind of in the middle of before nerfs and after.
Right.
Like before her nerfs and then after her nerfs.
Ideally a happy medium right now.
Yeah, ideally. Now, Kakao has shown very proficient on the jungle Nocturne, able to farm up and get those stacks. And the scary thing about KT is this is a composition that can get on your back line. Yasuo, Nocturne, Maokai immediately.
Yeah.
So Twitch is very immobile. And will they be able to actually save him? It'll take judicious use of intervention from Kayle and Chrono Shift from Zillion.
That's not going to be easy.
Well, Samsung Blue definitely running more of a pick comp this time around. Going to be using the Zillion speed on invisible champions like Rengar and Twitch to create those picks.
Yeah, so both teams kind of switching things up a bit for this fourth game. And this is it, guys. Do or die time for the KT Arrows. It's win or go home in the grand finals of Champions Summer. Will Samsung Blue take it right here? Or will the Arrows force a blind pick game? Let's get in and find out. All right, here we go, guys. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, the final. Set 4, Samsung Blue versus the KT Arrows. The crowd is going nuts because this could be it. Will Champion Summer end here? I hope not. I hope we get the blind pick.
So pretty bad mid lane matchup for Kassadin. That's why the Arrows were waiting until that last pick, because if it had been Zillion mid, it would have been a great matchup against Yasuo, and they probably wouldn't have picked Yasuo, but once they saw the entirety of the picks, they did grab that Yasuo last. And Kassadin and Yasuo both taking exhaust this game and both needing it because they're going to have to protect their carries with that exhaust. Double exhaust on both sides, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Samsung Blue with 2 exhausts, with a revive on the Zillion and with the Kayle ultimate, KT is going to have a hard time bursting down that back line. And in fact, they may just dive in there with 3 members and then get collapsed on and die.
I think it's going to be a pretty wild game either way, man.
These team fights are going to be very explosive.
Oh, yeah.
And there's really no way to peel for Arrow except for Hachani, because Maokai needs to go in alongside Nocturne. Nocturne can't just go in by himself or he'll just get blown up. And the thing about playing Yasuo, though, is that if you can get in there, it kind of voids the need for a front line because you can get on their carries almost always faster than they can get on yours. But it's going to require Maokai to get in the back and Arcane Smash to set up the Yasuo ult. That's why Maokai has to go in deft with a bomb on him. What is he doing?
Well, they thought about making a mid lane play, but Rookie didn't walk up. I mean, that's it. We've seen so many people try to make those mid lane plays with Twitch, but this is probably one of the least successful ones I've seen.
Yeah, it will be a lane swap. This isn't too much of a surprise because Twitch does lose the lane to Kog'Maw, and so if you could just get Twitch some farm up to the Blade, once the game starts to open up a little bit, then you can make picks onto the very immobile Kog'Maw, especially with something like Rengar Zillion, the speed and the invisibility. It's going to be critical.
Deft walking right into Someday. Walking away, though, his invisibility wasn't quite done yet, so Someday I don't think realized he was there right away.
Well, Someday was just trying to leash some experience from that brush. Now he's going to get zoned out. Meanwhile, Acorn already on a jungle follow. And what is Someday going to do?
Let's see.
So he needs to get on that really quick. He is going to be a little bit behind in terms of experience. He's
Yeah.
actually going back to the turret up on the top side. Potentially a risky decision, and he may be punished for it. Now, will they go over? Nope, they're not going to try and take an early dragon. In fact, Hachani's coming top to prevent the dive. He's going to be late, though.
Yep. Someday backing off. Ooh.
Great war timing.
Yeah. You will see Spirit and Acorn coming up.
He did hit level 2 as well.
Yeah. Well, now we're just waiting. Will the gank happen? Oh, he walked up at a really dangerous time. He may have to flash here. Oh, someday. But
Turn's coming.
yep, that's right. The rest of KT coming to try to help out their top laner. Hachani there as well. Oh, this is going to be crazy. Someday there's the exhaust. Immediately tries to back away. He will flash. Gets the Hachani. Now, can they lock anyone up under the turret? Not quite.
Wow, Samsung
They dodged a bullet there.
orchestrating that so that Spirit wouldn't take the tower aggro, because if he had taken the aggro and gotten hit by that Dark Binding, it would have been really disastrous. But you don't usually take aggro in the melee champions. You want to go ahead and have somebody just auto, a ranged champion auto from the periphery.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, Deft. Oh wow, they miss him. I guess they couldn't see him, but still Someday taking a lot of damage now.
And Kakao losing some pretty valuable jungling time as a result of that. He needs to keep going and power through to 6, because that's when Nocturne. But you know, it's a safe pickup. Both junglers really not that great at pre-6 ganking.
And I mean, Spirit's still down a level as well, so Kakao's still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, he should be feeling fine.
Yep. Teleport will bring Acorn back.
Clever, very clever.
Someday rather, yeah.
Oh,
They're coming in behind Deft, and Hart is right there as well. Can they catch him? They miss the Darth Binding. There's the exhaust onto Hart. Deft really low, flashes away. I don't think he's gonna make it out. No, he does! The invisibility gets him away.
Binding
The Fear
for Hart.
Tether wasn't enough, but it will still be first blood via Hart. No, he flashes! Wow, the Kakao misses a Duskbringer. Tries to send him. There it is. Can he do it? One more auto. He lives! No first blood, not yet. Oh, maybe it will be though.
Rengar's on the bottom side. They actually can't really deal with this. Kakao
can't handle
still
this game.
going.
Yeah, that's right. He really wants that kills. He's going deep. Hachani coming down. They're poking away ever so much, and there it is. First blood for Kakao.
Rookie and he's going to use the light.
They're going to try to find Dane here. They try to get the Fear Tether off. Doesn't work. There's the Exhaust Spirit. Meanwhile, farming 4 members of the KT Arrows. So Spirit right there is going to jump on. Gets Dark Binding immediately. Hachani, whoa, nearly dies to the turret. This game.
Wild.
This is insane, man.
Okay, so why they were able to make that play was that Acorn teleported into the bot lane, so they had a TP advantage right there. They made a sneaky play. Of course, the natural assumption for Samsung would be, okay, well, they stopped the gank. Kakao needs to go back into the jungle now. He wants to farm for 6. Instead, they have hard CC with Morgana. They try and set up a very sneaky little play on a brush that was pink warded, and they're rewarded for it when all is said and done. And Dade just couldn't roam fast enough because he's getting pushed in by this Yasuo early.
Yeah. Well, Kakao is just my favorite Nocturne player to watch, man. I mean, I know Watch plays a lot of Nocturne, but I like the aggression from Kakao. Of course, I'm going to pick the more aggressive one.
I'm very excited to see what he does at 6-2 because
Yeah.
a lot of this game, because of the burst potential from both teams, is going to hinge on whether Rengar or Nocturne gets the better first ultimate after 6.
Very true.
Because those are very strong ganks. And if you can start snowballing and one player fails to do so, could be the end of the game, really.
You know, a big part of this going forward, too, is, you know, will Rookie be able to get enough of his own knockups to set up ults, too?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's Someday's job, really, with Arcane Smash, is to set that up. So he's got to get back there. Fortunately, it's pretty easy for Maokai to get back there.
Yeah. Well, for now, Someday quite a bit down in farm.
All right,
About half the CS of Acorn at the moment.
we're back on to the stage of players getting their second round of buffs.
Yep.
And a lot of flashes down right now. Dade used his flash also, so there's a ton of plays to be
Here
made.
comes
This pink
Rookie.
board is still here. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Rookie, they're trying to come in on the Heart. There's the Dark Binding. Whoa, they bring in Kakao, too. Just destroying Heart. Wow, he got rocked hard.
And that's what you got to do, Noah. You have to make those plays. Fantastic roam from Rookie. Didn't even have to use his ultimate. It's just a bonus. They still have no flash in that mid lane, so perhaps there's a play to be made with Hachani. Would be difficult to force out Kassadin. Kassadin is level 7 right now. Kassadin starting with the Sheen. Now, typically what Kassadin...
Spirit pops that ultimate and thinking about maybe making a plan to Someday, but I think he's kind of too late. Yeah.
Wow, great
Someday, what
blind
move.
smash.
Wow. Wow, Someday, so good.
Blind Q, straight up knocking that Rengar back. So,
Yeah.
as I was saying, Doa, we will see Dade doing what most Kassadins do against Yasuo, which is actually build Iceborne Gauntlet first.
Yeah.
So they go for that tankiness, cooldown reduction, and just try and survive by trading with Sheen procs onto the Yasuo. And then late game makes it very difficult for us to kill. Ooh, Spirit, buddy.
That's kind of low. Dade made him wait a long time to go and give away that blue buff, apparently.
He had wards over both chokes, though, so he was perfectly safe in doing that. Knew that there wasn't the possibility of Nocturne coming in, especially with Nocturne's ult down. There wasn't going to be a long-range one if that brush was warded.
I would just grab Wolves and go home, too. So Dade, secure with that blue buff.
So Arrow's getting that CS advantage, though. We haven't really seen much of the bot side, but Acorn's been farming just fine. As we can see, he's actually out farming Someday, because Someday's had a lot more trouble to deal with up in the top side. But
he's got 2 assists to show for it, though.
Exactly. So pretty much even right now in terms of top laners. It's those kills that are coming in favor of the KT Arrows, giving them that minor gold lead.
Yep.
Now, Hachani's only level 3.
Yeah, that hurts a lot. I mean, Hart's not 6 hit either. He's only 4, but...
All right, lane swap coming in. They don't want a free dragon to go down. Rookie.
Cow lurking here.
They're going to try and dive this.
I think they are.
Oh, Acorn just TP top.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Someday has TP advantage.
Yeah, Rookie coming down. They can just go for dragon here.
Yeah, they could actually just dive this, but I guess they're not going to.
Yeah. I think they thought about it, but then maybe the call came through to go to dragon, and then it was kind of unsure. We'll see. They've still got an opportunity to make use of this.
Yeah. So they're just trying to keep the wave pushed, and they're not going to go for that dragon immediately. Now, they need to use this TP advantage, however, and that's something that Arrows have really struggled with tonight, is finding windows of time to use TP when they have Acorns on cooldown.
Well, Dade for now, holding his own quite well against Rookie, a little bit up in CS. And Rookie taking the worst end of that trade.
Spirit doing a little bit of counter jungling here. A bit dangerous.
Yeah, with Kakao right there. And Acorn trying to chuck away at Someday. Kakao's going to chase Spirit right through. That's going to bring Someday down. Yeah, they're going to get the fear. There's the spear onto Spirit.
Force the ult. That's huge.
They got it. And Rookie getting a little bit chased here. Oh, there's a knockup, and the exhaust goes out on Rookie. Dade wants to make a play here. Spirit, though, ends up getting the kill, and now Kakao comes in for an answer onto Dade. Both mid laners down, and now it's jungler versus jungler, but Acorn there to help out. Kakao forced to flash. Can he get away, though? Looks like he barely makes it out.
Yeah, so both mid laners falling in that. Actually, Someday not following enough right there in order to make that happen. Kakao uses his ult as well, and it's kind of a wash.
Yep, pretty much.
Arrow really needs to go back. He hasn't actually completed any items yet at this point, but they did force Deft's ultimate out just to clear the wave. Hachani's still not 6. Hart has his ultimate available now. So Hachani should be getting very close, but has to watch out.
Now I wonder, with Arrow having to go back soon, and Acorn, and no teleporter yet, I suppose, but they got to be starting to think about Dragon here.
Well, I mean, it's just, I feel like the KT Arrows are just wasting these timing windows. And they could be warding a little bit deeper as they push up in the bottom lane and creating an opportunity for Someday to teleport. Yeah, they might lose top lane turret, but they could get Dragon or bottom lane or both, potentially, from such an endeavor.
Well, that's been kind of the story of the night, hasn't it? You know, I mean, they get these little edges, but then they just don't seem to quite know what the best thing to do with them at the time is.
Yeah, you will lose that. You will lose that tower to Kale, but you need to use the TP. Otherwise, what's the point of having those 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You just don't take an advantage that you theoretically could have. And Sumday's having a hard time farming against this Kale up in top lane anyway.
Very true.
Well, they've got a ward behind them. They could make a play now.
Yep.
But
Left and hard pushing
Kakao
up.
is topside, back for his second red buff.
Yeah, he should be coming back down again, and the question is, will Arrow and Hachani let this stay pushed? I don't know if Deft and Hard are going to fall for that.
Oh, man.
Sumday's been able to catch up a little bit in CS, which has been helpful. Get a little bit more tanky. Going for that Rod of Ages, and there's the Dragon. And Deft is going in to throw down a ward by the White.
The thing is that the Arrows can't recall right now because there's a threat of them just giving up a free dragon here if they do, even though they really, really, really need items. And look at that, Acorn's board is back up. So now they'll be able to really punish the next bot lane recall from the KT Arrows.
You know, I feel like you kind of just should just go ahead and do it because it's not going to get any better. I mean, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have to fight with a lot less items too.
Well, it's too late.
You're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place.
There we go, Acorn finishing his first core item. Getting very scary. Sumday still working on that Rod of Ages. Acorn is sitting on a lot of gold.
Oh, they're going to try to make a pick on the Rookie here. Spirit Dade coming in for that one. Rookie dashing around. Can he make it out? Not quite. Tried to make something happen, but just couldn't survive.
Yep, there's a free dragon.
Yeah, Cow a little bit late to that party.
Or not. I guess they're not actually going to go for it right here.
No, they're not, yeah.
Instead
They
taking
wanna
blue buff.
secure that blue buff for Dade, I suppose.
Rookie looks like he didn't have his knocked up primed right there, so they went in right after his knock up was used.
I bet that's right. And it just wasn't enough flow, you know?
Can only flow for so long. Well, Yasuo was
That's right.
nerfed a little bit at this patch.
Yeah, that is true, too. Yeah. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. All right, Hachani wants to bake up some delicious ganks for his team. But right now, putting the wards down is like preheating the oven.
Oh.
The
Is
Cook
it-
Morgana.
Is Arrow going to get to go back for free right here? He found
I
the
think he is.
timing.
Yeah.
And look at that. He had a long sword, a health crystal, and a mana crystal, and now he comes back to the Trinity Force. So both teams playing pretty cautiously this game. I feel like there were a couple instances where each team had an opportunity to make an aggressive dragon play. Now, none of those have been taken.
Well, you got to think the pressure's on right now, man. I mean, the KT Arrows is winner go home, and Samsung Blue, you know, Dade, heart's pounding because he could become like the first 3-time winner in Champions. They want to win 2 seasons in a row. It's a big game, and Acorn gets caught a little bit. Hachani pops that ultimate someday there as well. There's the ult from Acorn trying to stay alive, but I don't think he can, man. Nobody around to help, and there's a nice gank. Hachani rightfully gets that kill.
But look at this. They're going to try and move down his dragon immediately. Someday desperately trying to recall in order to TP there.
Oh, Arrow needs to hit these ultimates.
Okay.
Oh boy, this
Deft
is so
is invisible.
risky. Deft,
They have a big ward.
That's right, they're gonna jump onto Kakao here. Here's the teleport coming down. A Rookie joining the fight as well. A kill for Rengar right off the bat, and Spirit nearly gets out. He does actually. Dade, meanwhile, gets the kill onto Arrow. And Samsung coming out really well in that one.
Split focus on that fight means KT
Yeah.
can't get it, and they're gonna go down.
Teleport, yep, Dark Binding.
Kale.
Kale doing a lot of damage on the Rookie. Trying to flow away, can't do it someday on his own. Dade and Deft turning around. There's a double for Deft, and they can get that dragon now. Wow,
4
KT.
man down. They just had to
That
wait.
hurts. That
They
hurts.
went in too early. They just had to wait a couple more seconds for Someday to recall and be able to TP, and that fight would have been so clean. Kakao wouldn't have had to die.
Yep.
Going in, and then after that, had they actually killed anybody, so watch, Kakao is here. He does not need to be there right now. And
No.
it was so close that you just need to initiate with the teleport instead of with Nocturne standing there. Now, they try and chase backwards, but they can't kill Dade. They can't kill Spirit's Rengar either, and so that allows this turnaround to occur. They're not watching that timer. They try and walk up, then the TP straight onto the ward, and Acorn able to revive. It was a good setup from the KT Arrows, but it was misplayed.
You know, and it's yet another case of little things having really big impacts in the KT Arrows games. Big negative impacts.
KT Heroes pretty far behind now too.
Yeah.
3,000 gold, and well, I mean they do. I don't know.
They can make picks. They can still make picks. And they can still, get in a situation where Samsung makes mistakes. But it's looking grim for the Arrows, no doubt about it. This could be the end of the line for them. Spirit jumping onto Kakao, a lot of damage. He's got the item advantage. Dade comes in with the burst. Can they finish off Kakao? With that exhaust, they're going to try. Kakao flashes over the wall. Nice dodge. And now Rookie comes in with the ult onto Spirit. Spirit, Someday locks up Acorn in the back line. That may give Rookie time. No! Spirit gets a kill, and Hachani, a bit late to the party, manages to get a bit bloodthirsty anyway. And now he's going to follow Kassadin, chasing him down and helping Arrow pick up that kill. Meanwhile, Acorn grabs one before going down himself.
Yeah, but at the same time, the turret is going down. And by the way, Rookie saved Kakao so beautifully
He played that really
right
well.
there. I can't believe he managed to actually get both of those guys off of Nocturne, and now they're going to go ahead and take a mid lane turret. Can they take a top lane turret as well? Game has closed right back in terms of gold. Over-aggressive play, but great collapse from the KT Arrows.
Well, that's what I was saying. They can always count on little mistakes from Samsung. In a game like this, in a series like this, it's going to be the small things. It's going to be the tiny little errors that are capitalized on by these teams because they're just so good.
Now, Kakao is in a pick or be picked situation. He's going full glass cannon. You notice right now, flare into Cutlass.
Yeah.
Deft inching forward, seeing if he can get some free damage on this turret. Not going to find it.
Got to go all out on that Nocturne, man.
But you see the sustained fights. If that Chrono Shift isn't there and once intervention is down, there's nothing they can do against this Maokai. So all that KT has to do is to bait out some of these abilities, and then they're going to be in great shape for a re-engage or just to continue fighting. If they can just split effectively away from these crucial ultimates from Samsung, then they'll be able to sustain it. The fact of the matter, too, is that Someday will probably always be able to 1v1 Acorn because he can just wait until the ultimate falls off and then re-engage.
Yeah, that's a good point. KT trying to push back. Dade now is trying to make some headway in the bot lane. It's Butterfly Kog'Maw this time.
Monarch Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Isn't he beautiful?
Absolutely stunning.
It's one of my favorite skins in the game, actually.
Oh, really?
I think it's hilarious.
Oh.
I like how he just starts fluttering and flying on every few steps.
He tries really hard. He symbolizes the futility of life and all those depressing things. I don't know.
I think he actually symbolizes the Monarch migration right now. It's actually an environmental statement.
Oh, it's true. Save the Monarch butterflies? They don't need saving. They're okay.
They're really not okay.
Oh, they're not? Oh, okay, I did not. Oh, Rookie's not okay either. There's the Black Shield. Can he survive? Acorn dodges a Dark Binding. Deft trying to get some damage done with that spray and pray. Oh, Someday coming in from the side. He's going to go on to Acorn. There's the ult as well. Rookie comes in for, oh, wow, he's going to just get taken down. Acorn with the damage, and KT on the run. Someday tried to come back in, but that was it. And Samsung can back off. That's all they need. Watch out for the bomb, though. Dade a little bit of damage, and Arrow manages to pick up a kill. Snipes Acorn.
That's the power of these revives.
Absolutely.
Right here, and those shields. KT really shouldn't have re-engaged that. They had to use the Kakao ult defensively, and when you use the Kakao ult defensively, you can't get back onto the carries anymore. So mixed messages coming in the team fight of the KT Heroes. Deft coming around for another pick.
He wants more. Hart there as well. He's sneaking around the side, and he gets a jump onto Arrow. Misses a little bit with that poison, though. And Deft manages to get him despite the flash play.
Teleport.
Teleport's trying to come in, and there we go. Someday wants to clean this one up, gets exhausted, but he gets the kill anyway on Deft. And Kakao back in action. Oh, he runs right into Rookie. And Rookie picks up that kill. On to Dade.
This game is pretty much going as expected.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, when we look at both these compositions, the number of gap closers and the high burst damage, and also just counter teleporting after death back into team fights has been really crazy. TP advantage over to Acorn right now. Dade fan in the audience. And we'll be back to farming here with Kakao. Kakao finally starting to get a little bit tankier, stopping at that Cutlass. Doesn't need the blade, just wants the Cutlass for the CC. Drag it up in 20.
Oh boy. It's This one could still go either
Yeah,
way.
KT Arrows have no wards though.
Yeah, they need that vision again, but they've been lacking in that kind of thing all night.
This is, look at the difference in wards and inventories right now
Oh
between
yeah, or on the map for that matter.
Arrows. It's not holding it together. They're not so far behind that they can avoid buying these wards.
Dragons up. And one ward down.
That's all they got.
Well, they started
They
out.
have one pink ward really.
That's it.
Dade.
Oh, Dade may be in trouble here behind enemy lines, and Arrow should be able to pick up an easy kill here. Dade teleporting away, rookie zoning.
They still have TP advantage. They have to be super careful.
They should still be able to catch him though, yeah.
No,
Rift walk.
They don't have to catch him. They should just do. Okay.
Whoa, Cacao! I want that kill! I appreciate that, that's okay.
Well, they're going to lose a tier 2 potentially at this point. They have to send somebody back, and that
Will they
person
get the
has
drag?
to be someday.
Yep. Now they're going to try to get the dragon out of it. It looks like they will. And now mid lane being pushed up just a little bit. Oh, Cacao gets the kill, and he takes the dragon.
Okay, but they traded tier 2 turret.
Yep, that's right. Worth it or not?
I don't
Hard to say.
know, because they didn't have to lose the tier 2 if they had just let Dade run away. Because he was chunked out of that fight anyway. They could have turned onto the dragon immediately after getting rid of him.
There is no escape
He
from
doesn't have
Cacao,
teleport on mid lane Kassadin in this game, has that exhaust instead. And so if you had done that, you would have been able to send Someday back top sooner, and therefore you wouldn't have lost that turret. So
Yeah, but then Dade wouldn't have died. Come on, man. It's all about the kills.
you and I
Kills,
like
kills to pay the bills.
you and I like League of Legends for very different reasons, Noah.
That's true. That's true. I say tomato, you say tomato. Or you say tomato, I say build death cap on your support.
And I say rotation.
Yeah, you say. You say rotations, I say bloodthirsty. Spirit says, I want to get a blue buff for my team. Rookie, oh, gets jumped on, in big trouble, goes down. Nice pick on the rookie by Samsung Blue.
There is no reason to walk into that jungle.
Yeah, why?
You don't need
Why,
that blue
rookie,
buff.
why?
You don't need that blue buff on Yasuo. And the danger of ultimate pick composition damage is too much.
Well, they may lose another turret now. 4v5 is not kind. It's actually 3v5 at the moment.
Well,
Since
Bola
some
looks
days
funny
make
when
his way
it's
down.
Black Shield.
I guess so, yeah.
Just kind of moves around on Kog'Maw.
It's like a bowl of massage at that point. It's not so uncomfortable though.
Okay, recalls. So Samsung Blue not overpressing their lead at the moment. And look at that, Sonya's onto Kale too. Oh man.
Yeah. And the thing is I gotta say, I feel like Kale is doing a little bit more this game.
It's hard to.
I said a little bit. Little bit more.
This is such a weird game
It is.
because one team just has all these ults and like these abilities to nullify damage, whereas the other team is just trying to like last long enough that all of these abilities are used, and then they will 100% win the team fight.
Yeah.
But that said,
Oh, it's a Baron. KT Arrow's going for it. They've got vision. Samsung does not. Samsung coming in though.
Oh, they're gonna
collapsing
get
on
it.
They are going to get it, but will they get killed too?
No.
Baron going low, and they get it. Nocturne denying vision. He'll be able to get it now. Jumping into the back lines onto Deft. Heart Force on the fight immediately. Acorn dueling with Achani in the back lines, and the KT Arrows get the Baron, get 2 kills. And that could be dangerous, man. Dade low.
what a ballsy Baron play from the KT
What you
Arrows,
gotta do,
but
man.
that was a really good move to get them back into this game that it looked like they were slipping further behind it just because of the itemization.
Yeah.
And right there, they're able to split up Samsung Blue as well so that they couldn't use all those abilities together to
there
keep
goes the
them
turret.
alive, and they finally get that burst damage down, tower down as well.
And I gotta say, individual game-wise, this has been, I think, the closest finals we've had yet.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of other finals.
Oh, Someday getting a little bit caught. Spirit jumping in on that one. Acorn, Cacao, and Arrow supporting. Someday he's gonna just slowly back off, getting a bit low. His teammates leaving him on his own a bit. They gotta be careful. Oh, they get the slow into Arrow. Arrow flashes away. He's in trouble now, though. There goes Kog'Maw. Just barely got caught by that slow. Wow.
You got to get out of there after you take
really
that
do.
turret.
That's a very important Baron buff off of one of their champions, too.
Yeah, it's delaying them too by about another minute too. And they're losing a ton of vision control as a result.
This Baron is not going to end up doing very much. In fact, they may lose turrets while they have Baron.
Almost certainly. Kog'Maw, kind of their primary form of wave clear.
Yeah, they'll lose this tier 2. Wow. So Samsung Blue is saying, all right, well, you got the Baron, got a couple of kills, sure, that's fine. Doesn't matter to us.
Deft.
Oh, Deft.
Can't create a pick on the Maokai. Oh, you are
He's
crazy,
gonna try.
buddy.
Deft, he's so crazy. Look at the damage, though. Dade coming in, trying to help out. And Deft, can he actually do this? Can he actually do this? No, not quite.
Did force a Mikhail's active, though, out of Machane.
Yeah, they did. That was close.
That's actually pretty important because they need a peel for Cog.
Yep. Teleport coming
What
in.
is this game,
Someday.
Doa? What is this game?
Sunday's trying to cover behind. Cacao pops the ultimate. They going down to Heart. Deft gets caught. Twisted advance onto him. Taking a lot of damage. Tries to flash away. Doesn't make it. He's invisible now. But Achani catches him with the ultimate. Someday and Achani. Man, look at that. Rookie tearing up the back lines as well. The KT arrows are coming back. And Rookie misses the Q, but he's coming in anyway. There's a triple kill for Yasuo. Are you serious? What is this game?
Best of 5 is so fun to watch,
Oh,
Doa.
yeah, man.
Especially
oh, yeah.
this game, and you.
Oh,
Arrow!
Oh, he gets out! Wow.
Well, they don't get much off of it besides the turnaround.
That's true. They got some kills. They've tied it up on gold completely.
Oh, God.
Are we going to see the blind pick? Let's watch this fight again. What a beautiful flank. Someday coming in from behind.
You know, I honestly feel that if Maokai just gets a GA, as weird as it sounds, that might actually be the best item in this situation for him. Because
Interesting.
really, if everybody on the Arrows gets GAs, because even if they're killed, basically they want to engage, have them blow all their abilities. And the problem is that when they engage so deep into the back line, they're going to get collapsed on while basically revived or immune.
All right, Dragon taken by the KT arrows. We may see a skirmish here anyway. Spirit comes in. Oh, I don't know. Twisted advance from Someday now. Got to be careful, Spirit. Went in too far. Deft trying to find an angle. Pops that ultimate. No, yeah, he just pops it. Does he get any damage, though? Not really. Not so much. Rookie has to be careful. Spirit looking for another opportunity. And there we go. Dade trying to get in the back lines now. They managed to catch Someday. Dark Binding comes through. Doesn't help out. And there's a kill for Dade. Samsung Blue with the pick, and they come over the wall. Oh, was that a good idea, though? Arrow turns and just does tons of damage. They force the Zonias out of Acorn. There's a nice knockout. Last breath. Rookie comes in to try to take down Spirit, but it will be Arrow that maybe gets a kill. No, not quite. Oh, Chani gets a kill.
What is happening?
I don't even know, man. This fight is insane. I think we saw like 3 turnarounds in one team fight. My brain is just broken watching this game.
It's incredible that these team fights keep happening. It's been a very violent game so far.
Seriously,
I need to watch that.
figure out what happened
Someday
here. Yeah.
goes in right there. He falls early, and now Samsung thinks they can re-engage. So sped up Zilean goes in. Remember, Acorn still has Zonias. Dade gets the intervention as a result. Rookie's weaving in and out of the wind wall. There's the ultimate on to Spirit. Spirit. Okay, so the Zilean ult goes on to
On the
Kale.
Acorn, yeah.
And now Arrow has some free auto attacks because they have vision control over the brush. So basically, because there were no wards in the brush right there from Samsung Blue, Arrow is actually able to turn that fight around without being killed.
What a crazy fight.
It's
Absolutely
really hard to
insane.
keep track of all the Zonias and the intervention and the chrono shift.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And, and there are 2 Zonias, by the way. Dade has one too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who has what up is a very complicated scenario, and this is so hard for the KT Arrows to team fight against because they have to rely on some very good shot or like target calling because they have to know who has what up, and
Right.
that's a lot to keep track of because you're also keeping track of flashes, and now you've got basically 4 other things during the course of a normal team fight that you have to know in order to make the proper target selection.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Def comes in, makes a play. Oh, he's gonna get twisted, advance upon. There's the ultimate from Kale as well. Someday coming in as well. There's the last breath. Oh, they nearly killed Def, but not quite. Spirit in the back lines as well. Dade backs out, needs some time to regroup, but it looks like KTA, they're taking this fight. Another turnaround. Dade backing away, and Rookie, can he catch Acorn? He can! There it is, 2 kills for the KT Arrows, and what can they get out of it?
They're going to get an inhibitor for sure. And
Seems
there's
that way.
Zillion recalling. So that fight right there, sometimes it's just as confusing for Samsung Blue because
I guess
they
so.
intervention and chrono shifted Deft at the same time.
Oh, a fight. Here we go. Spirit gets knocked up. The twist advance secures that one. Dade a little bit more damage. Zoni's in the middle of the team. Goodbye, Dade. Can he get Rookie? He can. At least claiming a kill for his team. But now 4 people are down, and there goes the inhibitor.
They have to
Baron
back
up
out.
at
They
about
need to back
15.
up now.
Yeah, they can't go any farther into the base here.
They're
way too dangerous.
They're opening themselves up to a counter Baron if they don't leave immediately.
They may have done it anyway.
No.
It's going to be close. Dade not being up for another 30 is big.
Yeah. And Rookie also coming up at pretty much the same time.
No blue. No blue for you, Kakao. Wow, I cannot believe the game that we're seeing right now.
Well, it's we said this coming in, but these team comps make for a pretty crazy game
Yeah, I'll say.
in terms of just pick potential and burst damage, and the goals of each of these teams are kind of just to assassinate the back line. Or if you're Samsung, to assassinate literally. Oh, Kakao!
Hard gets caught, Hasselt himself.
Kakao sat there for so long waiting for that.
Yeah, that's right. Spirit, whoa, super powered back in the back lines, gets onto Arrow. Arrow flashes away. Black Shield immediately gets blown up anyway. Acorn coming into the fight. Deft locked up. There's the last breath onto him. Rookie trying to make a play there. They exhaust Deft as well as Rookie turns onto Spirit. Someday manages to get a kill onto Deft in the meantime. Acorn goes down yet again. And are you kidding me? The KT Arrows
Teleport
win another
coming
team
in.
fight. Someday teleporting into the back, but Dade is not going to be caught. Is this the game right here? Do they have the damage? Can Dade hold out?
And that's what KT wants to do. Kakao set up a beautiful pick by himself, managed to kill Hart, and then ult back into the fight.
Yep.
After that, they split up the members of Samsung Blue. They have no tank.
They can't possibly end
they're
this.
relying on their abilities on each other to survive, and when they're
Dade.
split up, they're not in range. Dade
is the last man standing between him and Blind Pick. There goes the second Nexus turret. Rookie gets low. Dade as well. There's his Zonias. Can they turn? Can they get the Nexus? They will! They're doing it! We're going to Blind Pick!
Well, it wouldn't be a summer finals, though, without Blind Pick.
I cannot believe what we just saw. The KT Arrows have bought themselves another chance to become the champions.
Wow. Okay, so KT, second summer finals, and you can see the relieved look right there on Hachani's face. As we move into the Blind Pick match,
I didn't think
Kakao
they'd
is
have time to
very
end there,
happy.
man.
What a
How
game.
in the world did they?
What
how
a
did they
game.
have time to end that right there?
And
Wow.
Kakao with the Nocturne plays, turning that last little bait on Baron around. He stayed there for so long, just waiting for Hart to come in. Manages to get the kill and then ult back into the team fight. Ends the game 9-2 and 10.
Dade trying to hold things off by himself. If you single-handedly keep your Nexus alive with Kassadin, that's called a reverse Xpeke. Yeah,
true story.
That's right.
But Dade couldn't pull the reverse Xpeke.
Couldn't pull the reverse Xpeke, but that's okay, because that means a victory for KT Arrows, and that means that we are going to the Blind Pick Game 5. Champion Summer never disappoints.
Yeah, look how happy these fans are, too.
That's right.
Everybody with their mid-MIA hats in the audience.
Well, the mid was the only one that was there in the end, in fact.
Dade was
wow. Stress level intensifies.
So happy we're going to the Blind Pick. It's always a pleasure.
Oh, it is. And the games tonight, every single game we've had has been so good.
Yeah, you brought up a really good point during that game, which is that we've had 5-game series, but it's rare that all the games are so close.
Yeah.
And could be what? Because sometimes you have like a couple stomps here and there.
Yeah.
And it's just adaptation of strategy, but the team fighting for both teams, it's been really, really even.
Yeah, like you do not know who's gonna win until like the last 5 minutes, maybe. But that game, like, it was just whoever managed to get that pick. Crazy stuff. So good. If any human being you know should be watching Champions right now.
I don't even know what to say if your friends aren't watching Champions on this
excited.
beautiful beach.
Yeah.
Game 5 blind pick of such an extraordinary series like we've seen here tonight.
Well, guys, it is only going to get, can you believe it, more epic than it has already. We will go to Game 5 between the KT Arrows and Samsung Blue, the final game of Champion Summer, right after this.